and that'll change that to that. And then we go live, and we're now in
New format.
4K,
4K.
which I don't even think is the
Ooh,
latest
that's some
technology.
buns on camera.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This is the only thing I inherited from my grandfather, and I love her. She is my favorite couple. and now you can see her in 4K. And now that we have the more front-facing view, everything seems to be kosher. We have our
play
you
our
guys
intro
can
music.
see our hilarious setup here, and here goes the intro as we wait for people to tune in.
That right the first try. I feel like it should last longer. It's not a very
That's
long.
what she said, and also yes, but this
I've
was
come-
also very
you know what?
cheap and
I've come to discover most women don't care about that.
also true. I feel like as long as you get to the destination, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter how long the trip is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like that's accurate.
So
I can't. I'm just saying. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but
no. It's accurate. If you talk to most of them, they're like, "We'll just get it done in."
we have 2 people.
Well, hold on here.
Oh.
You son of a bitch. Well,
we should dedicate this to the worm. Then he would have felt bad for not tuning in.
Well, to be fair, I told him around 1. Technically, it is still around 1, but the thing of it was,
quarter after 3. I was running late today.
Yeah.
I
So let
forgot
me
to put my order in at Eaton Park, so got delayed.
You know what?
Delayed with lunch.
That actually happened to us. Shit, where are we at? We were at another restaurant, and we'd ordered a fish sandwich, and okay, so this is on. Shout out to the worm. Let's take a look over here now because I'm not looking at the computer camera anymore. Another loyal subscriber.
Old Wiggly Worm.
The old Wiggly
loyal
Worm.
Subscriber? Would you say loyal?
He subscribed a while ago.
Okay.
So I mean, yeah, loyal. I don't know that he's watched much, but
he's a subscriber.
He is a subscriber. Which actually, you know what? Fuck my story anyway. I wasn't going anywhere with that. But I do want to bring up a good point though.
Okay.
We are up to 29 subscribers with 17.3 hours of watch time, and that does not get lost on us. I do check that all the time, and
it does.
It is.
He's been badgering everyone in work to.
It's not even the subscribing. I appreciate that people are actually watching. And people are telling us that they do genuinely enjoy our content.
I'm surprised because I feel like I don't like the sound of my voice, and I don't like hearing myself ramble about things.
Like I was saying right as we got on, I hate when I put these on because then I have to fucking hear myself.
I'm glad though that people at work are finding some enjoyment and amusement out of this stupid shit that we do.
Also true.
I'll take it.
But yeah, also today's episode.
Oh, yep. We gotta do this
as always.
Spot too.
Is brought to you by America's finest and oldest brewery. Now brought to you in 4K. Remember, folks, we won't stop until we get a cease and desist or a sponsorship. So
we were talking about that at work the other day. I was talking with Alex, and we said about if we did get a cease and desist, like what would we drink on camera instead? We'd have to drink like their competitors or something. I don't know
who the direct competitor would be.
Their top competition is Boston Beer, Sierra Nevada.
Oh, okay. I've heard of Sierra Nevada.
And there's a third one that I can't remember, but there was like 3 top competitors, and I have never seen any of them.
See, I genuinely don't think they would give a fuck. They'd be like, your problem now, buddy.
I feel like if someone would come across it, someone who's like, it's like their last day there and they're having like a really bad fucking day, and like for some reason we just irrationally piss them off when they're like moderating, like
they look up keywords and YouTube's algorithm, homosexual train wrecks, and just
a homosexual train
Johnny Whitesnake and Dale Ram Jam, brought to you by Yingling. What?
A homosexual train wreck brought to you by Yingling.
Well, there are cabooses.
There are cabooses. Homosexual train wreck though. That's a good
new band name. I called it.
I was gonna say that's a good band name.
So yeah. So anyway, I had topics to discuss, and then laying in bed last night, I threw it all out the window, and I came up with some off the rails bullshit to discuss.
That's usually where this goes. It's off the rails anyway. So,
yes,
I mean,
is very true. Well, I mean, we'll stick on the rails here. You know, with our roots.
Our roots.
talking about actually one thing I want to talk about before the one thing I want to talk about
Okay.
is another one of our loyal subscriber, Daniel Meow Meow or
Uh-huh.
Daniel Yum Yum, depending on who you ask.
True, true.
Um, we were berated for liking pickled sausages, which again are one of the bigger staples of our friendship because that's something we both really enjoy.
We were
Because it
berated.
has
Who were we berated?
the woman who shall not be named
Oh, okay.
berated us
Okay.
for eating these pickled sausages
I
that
wasn't-
have the red dye 20 whatever you call it.
I wasn't crazy about them either.
Well, so anyway,
Yeah.
I ran out of the ones that I got from Tennessee, and I thought to myself, well, that's a shame because they were delicious, and I love poisoning my body with that red dye and the delicious pickled sausages. So I went out and purchased a
Jesus
fucking gallon.
Christ.
So
What the? Oh my God.
there are, I believe, 36 pickled sausages in here.
39.
39.
Wow.
And I'm going to eat. We are going to eat
I'm
every
not
one of
I'm
them
not
right
having-
on this
I'm
podcast
not-
right now.
I'm not having. I'm not having any of those. I had one.
You
I
will
promised
have. You will
one.
have one more. Actually, it's been requested.
I'll have one. I'll have
They
one.
are delicious, though.
I'm not crazy about it.
Well, I love them.
I'll do it for the sake of the podcast, for the sake of Danny Meow Meow.
So
but
another shout out we've got to give here is Mr. Ryan.
Mr. Ryan, who we love to death, but we should have expected he had some minor criticisms of our format.
Which he did. He had a very minor
very-
criticism, and I was shocked that was the only one because there is a lot. I would say there's more wrong with the show than there is right.
Mhm.
And for him to only criticize that we use our
sound effects.
a little too much,
I feel,
that's pretty incredible. And
I feel like we've committed way worse stuff than that. Like I think our audio sounded like shit the first couple of episodes.
no, the audio
and
actually sounded okay the first episode. The second
second
episode
was rough,
is
yeah.
when we got all worried about
Yeah.
these picking up most of the audio, and so we tucked them into our shirts, and then we sounded like shit.
There's a whole segment of that second episode where like I'm talking for like 15 seconds and you can't understand a single thing I'm saying.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that we're learning, and we don't know how to edit our videos. So, if we say anything terrible,
Well, you edited that intro, didn't you? Or
no,
was that just that was just a reface, wasn't it?
that was reface. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
no, I can do amazing things with Snapchat editing, um, the iMovie app and things like that. I do a lot of good Photoshop work, and I can edit little videos and stuff. But on YouTube doesn't have like a straight up like hey, here's an editor, clip here and there. I mean, they kind of do, but they don't. I don't know. It's see, I don't know if I texted Ryan or not, but let him know we're live.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like I did, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so anyway, to kind of stay on the rails a bit, I did finally just get in the mail the last issue of it, which I'm excited to read. And you'll enjoy this part because Derek and I, another longtime subscriber, good friend, which I hope he's tuned in because he tuned in earlier when I was fucking around. And he's like, "Is this it?" And I'm like, "No, just test it out." But
Oh, was he the one you were texting that was letting you know?
yeah,
okay.
it sounded better and looked better. But yeah, so these issues of Cradle of Filth, they are from Opus. They're produced by Opus. I can only kind of slightly show you the second.
Well, the microphone's blocking it
Yeah,
anyway.
all right, good. But yeah, I mean they're pretty sexy. There's
Uh,
5 issues.
What do you think of immediately when you think of Cradle of Filth?
I think of the band.
Well, I mean, when you think of the band, what first comes to mind?
I'll be honest, I'm not a huge Cradle of Filth fan.
Well, the first time I ever saw them was on Viva La Bam.
Oh yeah,
when
you're
they
right.
went overseas.
Okay, so that would be actually what I would
I think
think
that
of
was
then.
the same because they were at a festival. That was the same one with 69 Eyes.
That and
Him,
Turbo Negro, I think, was there.
Him was there. 69 Eyes, and I think Cradle of Filth.
Yeah,
He was hanging out with Danny Filth.
but so there's 5 issues of this,
Oh, so
and
it's just like a mini series then. So far, is it supposed to be ongoing? Or
so I guess what they do is they actually they have other bands under their wing there. They I guess they have their own type of story, which I can't remember what it was called. Um, But then they also they did one for Disturbed. I
Hmm.
don't know how many issues. I don't know.
There's a Slayer comic too.
Well, Alice Cooper has a comic. Dude, Kiss has
Yeah,
one. But I'm just
there's a
saying
Slayer one.
from that producer,
Okay,
whatever
publisher.
publisher. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. I'll check. I'll probably borrow that at some point and check it out.
Yeah. I mean, I still need to read through it. Um,
Is there a storyline? Because it feels like it's more concerned with the art. It's
no,
more
it's
artwork
I feel
based.
like no, because Derek kind of gave me the rundown of the storyline. It's all about some kind of like vampire-y
Oh, cool.
bullshit. Yeah. I mean it does look really interesting.
Okay, right on.
Um, but yeah, so there's that, and then on top of that, so last night, is there any like mild, quick topics you want to get to? Because I'm gonna start deep diving into some crazy weird shit.
Some crazy weird shit
Yeah, it was just stuff that got my
came to you
mind.
in the middle of the night.
Yes.
I'm scared, but continue. I'm curious. I want to see where this goes.
Well, all right. So it's not all that crazy. So you know me, and I have. This was a topic of discussion on Work Friday,
Okay,
and it was
between
about
us or between?
no. Just the guys back in my
Okay,
area.
okay,
Um, so one of the things that we were talking about was these weather balloons, and
Don't you must be watching. He just texted me fucking Slayer.
but
Continue.
hey, there we go.
And
The worm commented on. See, now I have to look. I have to look over at the computer, um, instead of at that camera. Ugh, so it's messing me up a little bit. Yeah, the pickle sauces. Yeah, they're delicious.
Star Wars figures.
Oh yes, yes, yes,
Star
yes.
Wars figures.
I actually bought I bought a couple new Kenners.
They do.
They're loose without the
Wild,
accessories.
Wild and Woolies.
Yeah,
Okay.
for $7.99. You can get any loose figure they have without the accessory for $7.99.
Shit.
So the lesser ones that I care
Yeah.
about, I'm gonna fill my case with those, and then the better ones like Han and all that, I'm gonna buy the actual
Shout
one.
out to Wild and Woolies. Give us a discount for mentioning you on the
Yeah, they're
podcast.
not gonna do that because they're
No,
never gonna listen to this.
oh wait, you don't know
I
that.
feel like even if like we brought him $20,000 worth of business, that guy's still just be like, "Yeah, that's cool though. Thank you."
Yeah.
He's fun. I like that guy.
He might give us a gift card or something.
Yeah, Chili's good part.
You just don't like him because he talks your ear off.
I don't mind that, but if I'm in a pinch and I'm in a hurry, I'm like, "All right, dude, yeah, yeah." Yeah."
Yeah, that's okay.
So, but anyway, um, they were talking about the spy balloons
Okay.
flying over the U.S. and all this and that and everything,
Okay.
and it made me think about how Katie was saying how she's like, well, what's happening with all these train derailments and all this and that. And again, my biggest thing though is that those aren't weird things that are going on. Those are the things that the media are showing you. My thing, and here's where I'm a conspiracy theorist, is that I never worry about the things that are in the news.
Hmm.
I worry about the things that are happening behind the news that they're showing us. Because what danger were we put in by a balloon? None. What information could China gain by flying over the U.S. in a balloon?
Nothing for
None.
me.
And how difficult would it have been to get a fucking slingshot and take that balloon down?
Well, not to mention, there's been all these conversations, and they talked about this on the news before too, about how like, because I think TikTok's a Chinese company, so there was all I feel like
Which now they've seen all of our nipples.
that's what I'm saying. So for like all intents and purposes, I mean they've other countries that have wanted to get data from us have gotten data before. I mean, it's not like
Yeah, it's really not that hard
I mean,
to.
obviously they're concerned. They're probably concerned with more like military government
But that's the thing
level
though. Like
stuff. But I mean,
look, the girls slipping their tits out on TikTok aren't holding the keys to national security.
you don't know that.
I do. I
That
do
might.
not know that. I apologize to all the women that have been exposing themselves lately. I appreciate the work that you do. I
Yeah.
just don't think it is integral to national security. but so my thing is like the government just released, and not recently, but they have released a lot of the stuff about the UAPs, aka UFOs,
Hmm.
um,
What UAP stand for?
unidentified uh,
Air.
aerial phenomenon.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So basically UFOs, but they're
Yeah.
not calling them UFOs. They're calling them unidentified aerial
Yeah,
phenomena.
no one gave a shit about that when they like. I mean, people
Yeah.
have known about it for years. Like, no one gave a shit. Like, what was that like 2 or 3 years ago when they
Yeah,
officially
they were like,
said,
"Ha! I knew it."
yeah,
But
and
yeah,
no one,
no one really fucking cared. But now that's what I'm saying though is that now more and more people are coming forward with these like they're seeing more shit in the sky and they're like, "Hey, like isn't this?" They're like, "Yeah, we told you that there's stuff out there we don't know about."
yeah.
And it's like, well, I don't know. I'm just scared. You know,
Well,
like,
you said about the train. How many train derailments have there been? There's just
I haven't looked into
yeah,
it,
there
but
was just that. I mean,
there was
obviously
like
the one in
three of
Ohio.
them.
Was there 3 of them?
It was like something like that. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
But again, I don't research anything. So,
Yeah,
but my thing is though is that there are so many sleight of hand tricks that the government pulls.
yeah,
Even I hate even to be that guy to even say like even 9/11, because like I would hope and pray that that wasn't like a oh we gotta look the other way. We need something big, you know. I'm really hoping that's not what it was. But then again, here we go again with the whole. Now this one I actually truly do believe the whole Epstein thing
yeah,
is that when the Epstein thing came out and there was the supposed um, flight logs with the world leaders and whatnot, which confirmed was Prince Andrew.
yeah.
So you have England tied
Yes,
into this.
yes,
So it's not only an isolated incident; it is technically worldwide
yeah.
because we don't know how many other world leaders were involved in that and how deep it actually goes. But my thing was that all of a sudden Epstein kills himself, worldwide pandemic. Who's going to be looking at anyone when it's like I'm scared to leave my house because I have to wear this mask and I don't want to get sick and I have to worry about all this stuff now and now I have this anxiety that I never knew even existed because I feel like the whole world is going to turn into a fucking zombie
I've
apocalypse.
always known it's existed.
Wow. What?
My anxiety.
Oh, I
I've
thought you were talking about a Diddler Island.
oh, Diddler Island. Oh,
Dale's trips to the Diddler
there
Island.
was that one time my parents sent me to summer camp, and it was really it was weird.
I watched the.
Tom
Yeah.
Hanks was there and everything. It was really thought it was really cool, but then it
But
just
I
got
thought
really
so. Okay, so I thought you were a Tom Hanks
no. Well, here's
good guy proponent.
yeah. This is my thing. This is my thing. But one of those people lost their shit about those flight logs that got leaked online. And yes, I know like they've tied Prince Andrew to it and everything because he got busted with all kinds
He's
of shit.
genuinely been
Yeah,
tied to it, but yeah, I feel like a
but
lot of those flight logs were just
well,
bullshit.
my thing is stuff gets circulated on the internet and people call it Bible truth. Like that's the real like people can make anything nowadays circulated
Like there are
online
plenty of photos of old Johnny Whitesnake's penis on the internet. Don't believe every
more
one of them.
more than I'd probably care to
It's a
know about.
terrifying amount.
Yeah. How many those are probably up in a server somewhere. They probably have a whole server just
China
dedicated.
has a whole server.
The Johnny Whitesnake server. Johnny Whitesnake collection.
Oh, you found all your cooker pics.
Not a Dale Ram jam, ladies and gents. I make them wait and work for it.
Well, I've been in serious talks with China to try to get old Dale Ram Jim's penis pics, and so far no luck. I would sell out our national security for this. Where are we going with that?
You were
Something about Prince Andrew.
Tom Hanks and then
Oh, yeah, okay.
Tom
Okay, so-
Hanks and my penis and then
So I was watching the TikTok with Anthony Jeselnik. It was a little short snippet of his comedy, which a Pittsburgh guy. He's hilarious.
I love him, dude.
So anyway, he was telling this joke, and he was like, yeah, he's like, my uncle runs a summer camp, and it's for kids who are about to be molested.
You can I don't care who you are, you will never see his punchlines coming.
No,
He is amazing. I would pay to see him live.
Well, I mean, you can,
I'm saying if he ever comes to
Yeah.
town,
No,
I'd pay to see him live.
but yeah, he
I saw one recently that was like oh yeah, he was like he was talking about how fucked up the law is and how a kid was climbing a tree on their side of the fence and then it fell on his fence.
Yeah,
He's like,
that's-
and now they expect me to pay for my half of the baby. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude.
I think the only
I
other
didn't know
one.
he was from Pittsburgh until you told me that.
Yeah, I don't know if he's originally from Pittsburgh, but I remember him saying in one of his things that his parents live in Pittsburgh.
That's
Whatever.
cool. Yeah, he's one of my favorites, man, for sure. He's
It could be
definitely one of my
Pittsburgh, Kansas, though, too. You never know.
There's a lot of Pittsburgh. There's a lot of Pittsburghs out there. They're all fucking fake
I
though.
think we're the only one with the H though.
We are the only one with
I
the
think
H.
the H is what separates us.
Yep.
But yeah, another funny one of his was he was saying about 9/11. He goes, my mom was on one of the planes that crashed in the World Trade Center. No, I thought she should have been anyway. Something like that. It was just it was something fucked up, but it's like, oh god damn it.
But how we on,
back to Tom Hanks.
Yeah, back to Tom Hanks. How we get on Anthony Justin like for? Oh, because sending kids to the island that are going to be molested. Maybe somehow we circled back. We circled from we circled around. This is all because of your deep dive you had to get in on. Is this what you just lie awake and think about at night?
I'll get deeper into what I was actually thinking about last night after we ramble on more about because I've proposed these ridiculous questions to you before, and just to see how far your loyalties lie with certain celebrities now, because now like you don't know Steven Spielberg from the next guy personally anyways,
right?
You know of his works, you're a big fan, but you don't owe him anything, you don't know him.
Anything he stuff for
also true. so let's say that you find out that he was making skin shoes from little girls.
You want to tell them that whole conspiracy theory if they don't know about that?
I feel like I just ran with it, but I feel like you originally told me, so you probably know.
I was just looking on, I think it was like Reddit.
This is incredible.
Reading famous conspiracy theories, especially when the whole Epstein occurrence happened.
I thought that's where it was happening.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's where it was happening. People were just rambling, writing all kinds of shit online, and I read this one. I'm a lifelong huge Steven Spielberg fan.
I would say to say most people are.
Tom Sizemore just died. Did you see that?
I did see that. I was
going to
text you, but I forgot to.
That's a lot of porn and drugs will do to you. Give you a brain aneurysm. But I hate it. I quit. I read someone posted. Now, if no one knows the whole events of the movie Poltergeist, a lot of crazy shit happened on that movie. A lot of the cast members died. The main girl, I forget her name right now. She died very, very young from
the little blonde girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From like pneumonia or something like that.
Yeah, some weird shit.
Shit. Because there was all these accounts the movie was cursed because they used like real human bodies in it. I was
wondering. I was going to ask if you were going to talk about that too. The skeletons that were bobbing up in the water, they were actually
real human.
Yeah, it was crazy.
But anyway,
which isn't all that weird, you know. No. I mean, if you want to be authentic, why wouldn't you use it? Especially people donated them. Who gives a fuck then?
But what the conspiracy suggests is that Spielberg had her killed and made shoes out of her skin, and told, I think it was like Macaulay Culkin, who at a certain point in time was probably not a very reliable source.
Yeah, I don't even think he's.
And he supposedly said Spielberg told him in confidence that, which I guess you just bring stuff like this up, that hey, these shoes I'm wearing, they're made from that girl.
So you're telling me Kevin McAllister was the one who started this fucking rumor?
Supposedly, according to Reddit, that's who like told somebody that Spielberg.
I'm picturing Steven Spielberg telling a young Macaulay Culkin this story, and him standing looking at Steven Spielberg going, "Ah!"
I mean, it sounds metal as fuck on paper, but it's it's a messed up story.
I don't know if I would even be upset. I feel like I would just be impressed. I'd be like, "That's what you want to do? Fuck yeah!"
But yeah, there's a lot of Jesus Christ. Where's the? Where were you gonna go with celebrity worship though? About if you like?
You see this cup? I shrank that little girl down. What drink from?
See, I feel like someone could tell you they did that, and you'd find a way to just laugh about it.
What? It's hilarious.
Jesus Christ! All right, well, Where were you originally going with this? Because I feel like you were going somewhere with talking
I
about
don't
celebrity.
even
Like,
know.
would I be able to still watch Steven Spielberg movies if that came out to be true?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I've I still watch movies and read stuff from people that have very like, very questionable lives.
I still love Michael Jackson, although he was never
No,
proven guilty with anything he did.
I think he
I
was
think he was a weird fucking dude, and
I
maybe
think
he got a little weird a couple times, but I don't think he was
no, I think he was more inappropriate than anything. Yeah, at times,
inadvertently.
inadvertently. Yeah.
Inadvertently.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think he. I don't think he meant any real. I don't think he did anything that caused any real harm. That's just my opinion. Because all those like that.
But again, you know who's at the center of that bullshit?
Hmm.
Macaulay fucking Culkin.
Yeah, and he said nothing ever happened with him.
Yeah. Well, how credible is he now?
And Corey Feldman, yeah.
Well,
He
Corey.
might- he might-
Which one died?
Corey Haim.
Feldman's just all fucked up now. It's fucking
To an
weird.
extent, yeah, but to an extent, he's
He's like
weird.
a singer now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's yeah. Oh, look
Yeah.
up one of his.
Oh no, I've seen him
it's
doing
bad.
shit,
But
and
no,
he's like gyrating in weird ways.
he no, he's had a long history of young substance abuse.
Or who are we talking
and
about now?
Corey Feldman.
Oh, okay.
Just saying, and
Was it Robert Downey Jr. supposedly molesting him too?
No, it's Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen. that
Charlie
was it.
Sheen.
Yeah, RDJ don't diddle.
No, RDJ's cool. RDJ's a cool guy. But anyway,
Robert Downey Jr. Tag yourself in our podcast and let's hang out.
I'd be all right with that.
But I feel like
he'd invite Chris Evans. He'd invite.
You know what though?
What? No? Chris Evans?
I just feel like he's not as fun.
That's the ass of America right there. That's
I know. I just feel like he's not as fun to hang out with. Like Chris Pratt, you know that guy'd be fun to hang out with.
Yeah,
he'd be funny as fuck.
Yeah, maybe invite Chris Pratt.
Chris Evans, I feel like I'd be like, oh wow, so you're Captain America. Yeah.
All right.
Well, see you later.
That'll be all.
You know.
But anyway,
Human Torch, eh? All right.
We both are big fans of Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
That dude is fucked up.
Yeah.
That dude is fucked
I mean,
up.
he definitely fucked some shit up.
And with him, that actually goes pretty high up the Hollywood food chain too, because one of his first movies when he came back into, well, actually, the movie that he made was called Clown House. It's called Clown House. That's where the events happened. It was an old horror movie called Clown House. Okay.
Were you talking about the events that landed him in trouble?
Yes. There was the main boy from the movie Clown House was the one that he filmed and did all those acts with. Okay.
No, he filmed himself with this kid.
Yes.
Okay. I got you.
So that movie was produced by Francis Ford Coppola. Okay. Legendary Hollywood filmmaker.
I'm familiar with the name.
Godfather, Apocalypse Now.
That's
all
why it
this.
makes sense now. Okay.
Produced a lot of other stuff too. Now, after he did that and all that came to the light, when he supposedly the kid tried telling him, going to the producers, and apparently Francis Ford Coppola knew what was happening and just kind of paternoed it. Knew what was happening, just turned a blind.
So it sounds like
Either didn't believe him or turned a blind eye to it. So, and basically when he served, because he only served like 15 months in jail or something.
I can only imagine this was all filmed in Ohio.
Everything circles back to Ohio sooner or later. But
you're talking into here too.
Huh?
You said that into where the camera used to be.
I'm looking at the numbers. I was looking to see who else was tuning in.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because
I
it's so hard because whenever I want to say something to everyone, I'm like, oh,
I
wrong camera.
I'm doing a pretty good job, I think, going back and forth. But yeah, the full story about that. I forget what the kid's name is because I was looking this up recently.
I feel like it would be redacted to a certain point.
But he's been very public about it. Because when he came back to filmmaking after he served his time and he started going to his movie premieres and saying, "Hey, just so like holding up a sign, hey, just so you know, this director molested me when I was a kid." So
I mean, it's not hearsay either because the guy did serve time in jail for it.
15 months. That's it. He was sentenced to like 3 years and served like 15 months.
Even 3 years.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, like, look,
And it
like
wasn't even like it was like, oh, allegations that they found. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like,
it was definitive proof of what
like
he did.
baseless accusations.
Yeah.
Like, I do have issues with a lot of that because I know a lot of people that have been railroaded by shit like that.
Yeah.
And but the guy fucking filmed it.
Filmed it. Yep. And he was found with like
Fucking filmed fucking.
and he was filmed with a lot of other illicit material too whenever they arrested him.
Well, it usually doesn't. They usually don't catch you with
Yeah.
just one thing. You know?
That's true. But anyway, but like I said, I'll still watch. I love Jeepers Creepers 1. I love Jeepers Creepers 2. Those are classic movies.
But also the thing of it was though too, you watch those movies and like them before knowing that stuff.
I don't know if I did. I saw those movies later in life.
I know I did
Probably, yeah.
anyways.
Yeah, I mean, and even like I'll still watch like Roman Polanski movies and like Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah, he
and
was
stuff
he
like
was
that.
he
Oh,
what
he was
married like a
bad.
13-year-old or
Oh, it was
something.
bad. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
not allowed back in the U.S.
I thought he was just at the Grammys or whatever it was. Didn't
It's either
Ricky Gervais make a joke out? He
yeah.
called him like Baby
Well,
Yoda or some shit.
he won an award. No, that wasn't Roman Polanski. That was Joe Pesci. He said look like Baby Yoda.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, he won an award and got like the standing ovation from people, and like it was fucked up.
I mean,
It was fucked up.
Jerry Lee Lewis married his 13-year-old
Yeah.
cousin, but then again,
Yeah.
that did kind of end his career.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's
To Chuck Berry, Johnny Be Good.
Chuck Berry. Yeah,
He was filming women going pee pee.
was that Chuck Berry?
That was Chuck Berry,
Yeah.
and he has a fucking song in outer space,
Yeah.
a gold record,
Yeah,
like that has animal sounds, sounds
Yeah.
of nature, in case the aliens, UFOs that maybe exist are out there, and they find
Is
they'll
that?
fi- well, if you think about it, a record sound is essentially just vibration.
Yeah.
So any advanced form will be like, okay, so we just need to, listen to the vibration that's going on. And
I would hope they figured
Yeah.
figure it out sooner
and
or
it's
later.
gold plated, so it's gonna be able to last in outer space. But it's basically just sounds of nature, a bustling city, a babbling brook, animal sounds, and amongst all that stuff, Chuck Berry, Johnny Be Good. And then they're gonna come to Earth and they're gonna tap into the Google machine and go, search this song out, and then they're gonna find out like, why are they sending me this sound of a guy who likes to watch women go pee pee? So, but then again, if you think about it too, who's the most popular woman in the social media pop world?
Social media pop world.
Thick ass. Indian. You should get it after those two. Kim Kardashian.
Oh,
Explain to me who Kim Kardashian is.
Indian.
Is she not?
Is she? I don't know if she's Indian.
Egyptian?
I
I
don't
don't know. She's a tan woman of a descent that I don't understand because I don't see color. But anyway, is she not in? Is it? Are they not? Is the Kardashian not?
I don't know. I didn't think. I don't know. I probably should have gotten right after thick ass, but I feel like every female celebrity has thick asses nowadays. I feel like that's just the go to.
Worm says she's Armenian. Where the hell? All right, she's from Armene. I don't know wherever those people were from.
Armene. Where's fucking dude from System of Down's from? Serge Tankian.
It doesn't make it.
Armenian.
He's not a map.
I'm just saying it's
How
a
many-
big. That's a big. It's
I
a
don't know where he's
that
from.
country is a whole lot of history. That's a big. Oh, for God's sakes.
Anyway, so here's the thing. Explain to me who she is and why she's famous. If an alien comes down to you tomorrow and says, "Why is this your most famous woman? What has she done for the world?" How would you explain Kim Kardashian's rise to fame?
She gave us a bitchin' sex tape.
Okay.
Yeah.
But why did we even know who she was when that sex tape came out? There's plenty of Johnny Whitesnake sex tapes out there, but no one still knows who I am.
Well, because of her dad.
Ish. Okay.
Because of her dad.
Because of her dad.
Yeah.
Why is her dad famous?
O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson. Why is O.J. Simpson famous?
Naked Gun,
Other than Naked Gun,
football player.
what's
One
a
of the- one
football
of the top
player?
one of the top 5 leading rushers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to explain to beings from outer space that like your most famous woman is derived from a sport, and you would have to explain sports and winning and
Yeah, that's So
testosterone
what you're saying is, correct
and
me if I'm wrong. What you're saying is Kim Kardashian is going to start the dialogue between us and extraterrestrials. That's going to start our bond, our friendship.
maybe.
So you're saying her existence is actually a blessing
No,
because it's going to start a dialogue
because it's
between
going to make us
us.
sound like a bunch of assholes.
Is it? Maybe they're
Yes.
maybe they're a bunch of assholes. Maybe they're a
Well,
bunch of assholes. Maybe they got like a space version of Kim Kardashian. They got like their own version.
I'm going to be the first one.
Find a new alien life form and
And
fuck
fuck
it. That'd be you. That'd be you.
Well, another question I posed to the guy who worked with Aaron. I
Oh,
said,
poor Aaron, man. He's got to hear all your
he
fucking
does.
bullshit.
He gets beat
Wonder
up
if
a lot.
He's listening. He's usually a
He
pretty
might
regular
be.
listener.
You know, I don't know that I don't know that.
Well,
I
if they
messaged
subscribe,
him.
they should get notifications when we're going live.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So Dustin's Armenian, but again, I don't know what an Armenian is, so it doesn't matter. But anyway,
You don't know what an Armenian is? You never heard of Armenian?
I've heard the word. It doesn't mean I could be like, oh, okay, and point to it on a map.
Well, I probably couldn't point to most
Where
places
are
on
where
the
are
map.
before you Google it? Where are Armenian people from? What country?
Armenia.
Is Armenia a country?
Yes. It's a country in Asia.
Okay.
They literally had one of the worst genocides in history. And you're like, what's Armene?
Well, that sounds like their problem.
Armene, is that where they're from?
That's their problem.
Jesus Christ.
Genocide, you say?
Sponsored by Yingling
Sponsored by genocide.
and Yingling, America's finest genocide.
Well, I mean, if they are America's oldest brewery, they've been around for plenty of American genocide. So,
Yep.
hand in hand.
The slave trade, sponsored by Yingling, America's oldest brewery.
Cancel that. So anyway,
this is our worst episode yet. We're just getting off the rails.
But all right. So anyway, before we went off the rails about the Kardashians and aliens and whatnot, I feel like we went off the rails. But anyway, my thing was that I remembered us talking about the Bohemian Grove.
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, well, I'm gonna look into it a little bit.
God.
And I Googled it, and honest to God, not a lot comes up.
It exists. Like
I understand. No,
yeah.
they don't deny that it exists.
Well,
they're like,
okay.
yeah,
Well,
we do that.
This is the
But
thing.
they don't deny. But here's the thing, though. If you have all the world's leaders and the most powerful men in the whole world / country / anywhere, and they all talk about meeting in a secret society and worshiping an owl deity and making sacrifices, allegedly human, children or whatever. But it's from what the video footage that was smuggled out was it was just a bundle of sticks or whatever, which is fine. You know, whatever do what you want to do. You know, I think other religions are weird with stuff that they do, but you know, so there's no judgment there. But it's just when you're talking about the world's most powerful beings going to summer camp together and wearing robes and doing weird shit, why aren't more people talking about that? And again, they're not denying the existence or that it even happens, but no one's questioning it. That's where I start the fucking wheels are turning.
There's two ways you can look at something.
And I have another conspiracy theory about the Bohemian Grove, but go ahead and.
Well, maybe then I can lead into that. There's two ways you can go about looking at a story like that, about a place like that has proven to exist. Now, you can believe the side of the spectrum that's saying that they're going there, they're doing all this fucked up shit, all like
they're making little girl skin shoes and
yeah. Spielberg's just there on like a sewing machine, just
Spielberg.
Oh Boy. There's terror. Um, the beast is infiltrated. Anyway,
Get a dog. They say.
there's two ways you can go about.
It's your tail wrapping around.
And this is why we need to learn how to edit. And Josh's dog just came downstairs.
Who? Why
Johnny
do you do
White
that?
Snake's
Why do
dog
you
just
do
came
that?
downstairs.
Why
I
do you
can't.
do that?
I don't
Now
get
if I
into
get a
character.
stalker.
That's get a stalker. You're showing your basement. You're
What's like I have a
your
map drawn?
face. Oh, for God's sakes. Anyway, there's two ways we can look at something like that. Okay, you can believe all that crazy shit and say that's what you're gonna assume goes out there. And I'm not saying this isn't fucked up at all because, like you said, it's a bunch of like basically senior citizens going out there and just having a fuck party.
World leaders. Oh, I didn't say that. I didn't say what they were doing.
It's essentially, think of it like it's a really weird, like they're going out and having like a big frat party, like a big fucking toga, like the toga party from Animal House.
You could look at it that way, or you could take it
putting
dark.
robes. They're getting loaded. They're having a big fire. They're getting fucking drunk and hammered,
And they're deciding all the world's decisions.
Yes, but supposedly it's like a retreat, so they don't have when they're not working while they're out.
Well,
there, right?
allegedly, what originally it was for high society and bankers.
Yeah.
That ran the world to intermingle with artists and entertainers. So
the bankers.
So we may actually one day get the invite to the Bohemian Grove as entertainers.
If that now,
and I will wear the fuck out of some little girl skin shoes.
The whole ever.
It's I can't remember the name of it, but it's an owl deity.
Yeah.
Like an owl god.
I don't know, because you had George Bush was in what was it, the Skull and Bones Society when he was in college.
It's the same thing.
Same thing.
They're basically like
in.
Yeah. It's more or less like the camp for those.
I was watching a thing about secret societies and shit like that. Man, that shit is crazy because it does exist. There are a lot of like, which I don't get it because they just sound really fucking boring.
Well, like the Masons and stuff like that. Yeah, that shit sounds boring as fuck to me.
That's my pap was a Mason.
Yeah, but see that's the thing though. Like I feel like
he was really involved just because he worked on a lot of buildings in like the area.
Yeah, I feel like Masonic lodges and
you went number 3 already.
It's a slow episode for me, honestly.
I'm still number 1.
But no, I mean I don't know. It's and my crazy theory to go along with that is that go ahead and Google Bohemian.
Okay. This is my
personal.
Okay. Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yeah. There's so much stuff that comes up before that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
the only thing that came up before is Bohemian Rhapsody, Bohemian, and then Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, but that's just the place though.
Okay.
It's not like the Bohemian Grove Club. Shit like that.
Workers Club.
Stop taking a shit on this.
I'm telling you what I'm seeing. Well, what's your
the old Krog dog?
Oh, old Krog dog.
Shout out.
Family Christmas party.
What the fuck are you going to a Christmas party for right now? No, shout out redacted. This is March. You don't go to a Christmas party in March. Redacted shout out.
No, I'll give you a shout out, Craig. I love you, man.
All right, fine, shout it out.
So what is your theory? Well, what's your theory essentially?
Awesome.
Yeah, because I have no idea where you were going. It's hard to find, or like
again, I feel like more people should talk about it, or should be talking about it, questioning what these world leaders are doing. You know, I feel like that should be like your number one Google search. So you type in B, it should be boobs, Bohemian Grove. You know what I mean? Because nothing's gonna top boobs, but you know what I'm saying? Like that. That should be the topic of more conversations. Like why is that not? You know, why aren't more people talking about it? Why aren't more people concerned about it. And you rock too, Craig. You guys could also comment on our
Well, because
page and
I think, and I'm not saying this for sure, this would be my answer to what the question you're proposing, is that they, I'd say the majority of people, they don't want to add any complications or discomfort to their life, so they choose not to explore topics like that.
I just, to me though, it just seems like such a good one to explore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I mean, that's the things like Carlin was talking about that stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
He was one of the only ones talking about that stuff back in the day, and I mean,
Well, and now it seems like the only one that's talking about it is
Chappelle.
no other podcast guy,
Yes.
Joe Rogan.
Oh, yeah, Joe Rogan's fucking out there, man.
I understand, but he brings up a lot of good points about a lot of things, and he talks about a lot of shit that like is you know some
Yeah,
see as taboo.
I wouldn't. Yeah, Joe Rogan is. Yeah, I mean, the guy is monstrously successful, but all I can still see is the old the Fear Factor guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he,
Come on, you can swallow these bulls' balls.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. He's been discredited on numerous points he's tried to make. I don't give him a whole lot of.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I mean, still, I mean, you get you kind of you have to make up your own mind about things, but
yeah,
you
I
know,
agree.
there always are going to be more people you tend to side with than you don't.
Yeah, I mean, I've looked into stuff like that. But at the same time, like, what's it going to get me looking up that stuff and doing research on it?
Laying awake in bed all night.
I already do that. I don't need any extra.
That's what landed me on it last
I don't
night.
need any extra shit to stress me out. But
I just thought it was just kind of weird because I'm like, well, I want to look into it. I want to do a little research and just the minimal information I can find is just like that's
yeah,
kind of fucking wild.
well, that's also the thing too, Darren. You have to make sure you're doing research on credible sources too, because there's a lot of misinformation, obviously, that gets trafficked around out there. So it's important to make sure you're not just reading a subjective opinion that someone wrote, but you're reading
Yeah,
like stuff that people have done their research on, and so yeah, I don't
well,
know,
that's
man.
why it's like really hard to. I mean, because there's not going to be any. You know what I mean? Like I don't watch the news, so I don't know who's credible and whose views I'm more aligned with. But like, let's just say only because I know that their news station CNN
Hmm.
goes in and does a news story about it. Well, here's the thing though, like there's no news stories being done about it because there's no credible news outlets doing stories about it because they're not allowed in there. They're
The
sworn to secrecy.
Yeah,
The only information we have is what has been allegedly told from one person to the next and the leaked video of some of their rituals of them chanting and lighting things on fire and weird shit like that.
and people could probably leak some weird footage of fires we've had with our friends.
Well, that's also true.
But one person I loved going to for news back in the day.
Fox.
No, no, I loved watching Jon Stewart on the Daily Show with
Oh, for sure. And then Stephen Colbert.
Stephen Colbert. Yeah,
Yeah,
back in the
Stephen
day, man.
Colbert was definitely I definitely favored Colbert.
Yeah.
Um yeah. But you know what was funny though is that I always thought how great it would be if one of those guys actually ran
Well, Jon Stewart, I give the guy.
for president.
Yeah, I give Jon Stewart so much credit in the world. He's been so passionate about the 9/11 Rescue Workers Fund and getting those guys and their families, like, just
Pete Davidson's dad.
Pete Davidson's dad, Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but he's been so passionate about that, and I've if you ever watch his speech at Congress, it's incredible. But yeah, I'm a huge Jon Stewart fan. So yeah, I don't know. I can't watch the news, man. I can't watch the news.
I
It's
mean,
just
I can't just because I don't have cable and I
yeah.
also refuse to watch it
It's
regardless.
like I know the world's a terrible place. I know awful shit happens
And
out there.
that's all they do is they just all they do is like, hey,
Uh,
what's terrible happening in
uh,
your town?
yeah, I get the whole saying now when the saying of no news is good news.
Yeah.
You know, I understand
And
that.
maybe it is just all terrible things happening right now. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, you always see a lot of good shit that happens, just nothing ever gets reported on that because it doesn't
Oh yeah, I mean,
it
no, that's
doesn't
also true.
it's not numbers. People want to see train wrecks. People want to see, no pun intended.
Well, literally.
People want to see. They want to be shocked. People want to be shocked. Like, okay, like I'm not saying everybody, but like you hear about something that's real fucked up. What are you going to do immediately? You're going to want to look it up.
100% look it up.
You're going to want to look it up. Like, you see that video circulating about that dude getting fucking beheaded? You're going to want to look it up. You know,
Or like if Steven Spielberg came out and said, "I made shoes from little girls."
just him like this. You know what I just picture? I just picture like one of the old like Nike's commercials where they're like just dribbling basketball that they parodied in a Scary Movie too. The whole basketball
Yeah,
scene,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
but they're all just
Oh,
wearing
this is the guy with the wispy hair
yeah,
comb over thing. Yeah,
but they're all just wearing Spielberg's custom skin shoes.
that would be great. If only.
If only.
You know what? No one actually gave us topics.
Aaron did. I
Well,
told you.
yeah. Okay. So we can
got some
do
time.
errands.
So
We have a few minutes.
we talked about Star Wars pretty heavily in the past. The only reason I didn't bring this up earlier is because I mean we probably could talk about it for a while, but
Star Wars.
yeah, what's that? About where we rank the different trilogies, and I actually do have a definitive rank for myself for all the movies.
The trilogies or just the movies?
Both. We can do both because I have from
Because it's very easy to
rank the movies.
rank the trilogies.
Oh,
because
trilogies,
there's only
yeah.
3 of them.
Now I will say, objectively, the original trilogy is the best one. But
Well, no one's questioning that because
Yeah.
that's
just
honestly at this point it's factual.
it is fact.
It's factual.
But like I said, like I always say, subjectively, I grew up with the prequels, so I have a soft spot in my heart for the prequels.
I mean, as did I, but I still remember going to see like the Phantom Menace and being like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
so they're gonna talk about fucking taxes?"
Yeah.
I mean, like it was kind of frustrating, but the Clone Wars or not Clone Wars, Attack of the Clones.
I could give you my ranking of all the movies right now because I was thinking about this all week.
You're actually prepared for a ranking?
I'm prepared for a ranking.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Are you including Rogue One?
Yes, I'm including
and Solo.
I'm including those.
Well, hit me.
Okay.
Let's the studio audience is on the edge of their seats. All 3 of them. They are ready.
Yeah. So
which fucks me off because now we actually finally have a good camera, and this is like the least anyway.
That's all right. So the only movie I'm excluding because I haven't seen it in such a long time is the Clone Wars animated movie.
Well, I wasn't even going to include that one.
I haven't seen that in so long.
Excluding all animation.
Yeah, I'm excluding series
I don't
and
include
animation. You should though. But
well, all right.
So all the movies. My favorite number 1 of all time is always going to be Revenge of the Sith. That's number 1. That's number 1 for me. Number 2, close behind it, Empire Strikes Back. Okay. Number 3, Rogue One. Rogue One's in my top 3.
That's top 3.
Top 3. Number 4, Episode 4.
Okay.
Original movie.
A New Hope.
Number 5.
My parents were actually watching that today.
There you go. Number 5, and you're gonna hate me for this, Phantom Menace.
Wow.
Phantom Menace.
Wow.
Number 6, Return of the Jedi. I'll be honest. I'll be honest.
Return isn't even top 5?
No, I'll be honest. I am not the biggest Return fan. Let me be honest. I'm gonna make a statement here. Between the whole the sand barge fight and when the Battle of Endor officially starts, that movie is boring as fuck. It's just literally them wandering through the forest with slapstick shit like, "Oh, we got caught in a net. Oh, C-3PO, get us out of here. We're about to be cooked on this fucking spit, you know." It's yeah. I
go on with your list. What's number 7? Hit me with 7.
7, Attack of the Clones.
That's respectable for that.
Okay. 8, Force Awakens.
I'll allow it.
9, Solo.
Okay.
I think Solo is very underrated, but it's very forgettable also.
You got 2 more.
Next, Last Jedi. With Rise of Skywalker falling in last place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
For the sole reason of I've watched Last Jedi multiple times for certain scenes. Rise of Skywalker has never made me want to go back and rewatch it. That's what I was talking to Kenny about. I've never, me and him both
Not
said,
even the ending battle.
I didn't like the ending battle.
The whole ending had me.
The only part I like is like you said about the cavalry coming and all the ships appearing out of hyperspace.
That
That's the only part of that ending battle I like.
and Rey defeating the Empire
Didn't care for it.
or the Emperor.
Felt underwhelming.
You know what? I'll agree with you only because the way that scene should have gone down was the way that one fan made it.
Oh,
When you
agree.
saw
Yeah.
all the Force ghosts
That
in the
would've made it-
background,
That would have made it better.
that would have been
That would've made it
that would have
better.
been the tits, 100%.
That would have made it better.
I would have that would have been honestly that would have put that up on top 5.
Oh, Dustin believes it's pickled sausage time. I'll have one. Old Duddy Bear was hoping he forgot about it.
It's pickled sausage time.
Jesus
that?
Christ! Listen to that thump that thing made.
Fucking gallon of it. God damn. Whoo-wee.
That first whiff. Look at that first whiff. Oh, look at them right at the top.
You just want to.
Here, I'll let you. You may grab the first link.
You got a curve in mine.
That's a little bit more. A little bit more.
Clink. Delicious. You know, they shouldn't be as potent because they haven't been pickled as long as the other one.
They're not as potent. That one's better than the first one I had. It's not. They also weren't in the juice. That was like they were kind of resting on top.
Regardless, still delicious.
Not bad. It's better than the first one I had. Anyway,
They grow on you.
Anyway, they're growers, not showers. Now, do you think off the top of your head you'd be able to rank the films?
I'm sure I could rattle something off.
But that's probably my official ranking because
My number 1 will never change.
It's always gonna be Empire. I know that.
Yeah.
Now I will say this because I know for the longest time you guys gave me so much shit about me defending The Last Jedi. I will say though that movie's bumped down since all these new shows have come out. And I've seen how Disney can handle Star Wars if they hire the right people for it.
Yeah.
Like Mando, Boba Fett, season 7.
And Johnson nor J.J. Abrams should have taken the helm of those films.
Yeah. Or they should have picked one director
and stuck with him the whole time.
Stuck with him, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was excited because I'm a big Rian Johnson fan. That's just not his forte of movies. He's better with like stuff like Knives Out.
I don't understand why they wouldn't just be like, "Hey, George, we'll pay you."
Yeah.
Well, we know you don't own it anymore, but you're the guy.
Yeah.
Although he only directed the first one anyway, didn't he?
He directed all the prequels.
No, it's not saying much.
He's never been known for a great, really writer, especially.
See, when we started talking about Star Wars, we lost one.
That's okay.
I'm assuming it was the worm.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know. That whole trilogy was such a. They clearly didn't have a plan for it.
No.
So it was I don't know, man. Since they've had all these new shows come out, that's been like my primary focus of Star Wars. I haven't cared about
I feel
movies.
like it was
like Rogue One. They hit out of the fucking park.
Yeah.
Rogue One they nailed. Solo was I don't care. Solo was very entertaining.
I enjoyed Solo.
I
just feel like it was like Disney acquired Star Wars, and then all of a sudden it was.
Yeah.
Just how much can they pump out?
Same thing with the MCU.
Also true.
And every single movie started feeling they started making the Star Wars movies feel like Marvel movies.
You
Had to
gotta
have
have the
quick
slapstick. You gotta have the
slapstick, the
funniness. Yeah.
one-liners. Like I was watching a comparison video of MCU before Disney and after Disney. It is
Oh,
so.
go back and watch the first Iron Man.
Oh, I know.
Like, I mean, like, god damn,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh, I know. I mean, it's just. I don't know. That's my thoughts, though. I don't know if you have a
Well, now we're just disappointed.
Sounds like you need another pickled sausage in your mouth.
I do. I'm kind of wondering.
But what's your what are we looking for here?
I remember one of these buttons gives me like a female voice.
Female voice.
Yeah, right there.
Hello. That is great. We're not doing it. Dale, let me see that hooded ninja. Whip it out. Come on, Daddy.
Male voice.
JK, LOL, give me that dick. It's like Freddy. I'm sorry. Give me that dick, bitch. Actually,
Sounds exactly. What? I won't tell anyone. Let's make some shoes. Now we're just fucking wasting time.
I didn't know that one was in there.
Female voice.
Fuck.
Make it stop.
Is it done now? I think it's done. I couldn't
That
figure it
was that was such a
We'll have to write skits for that.
that's terrible. That's the worst fucking podcast ever. Anyway, real quick,
Play him out. Real quick.
I was gonna say, do you have anything you want to add to the whole
No,
discussion
I have
of
nothing to add.
nothing to add?
I have nothing to add.
All right. After all that, you have nothing to add.
I've got nothing.
All right. Well, just as awful as it began, it's about to end. And all right.
Please, for the love of fuck, comment some topics so we don't have to ramble like this.
I don't mind rambling. It's just
when
Jesus.
we have a direction, it's not so bad.
Yeah,
I feel like we
yeah.
didn't even have a direction. This week.
Oh well. Oh well. People still tuned in, so we appreciate it.
In 4K.
We'll do this again. We're having a fucking fun time.